just take 3 minutes more to just start. Thank you for logging in. We'll just take a couple of minutes. I think Manoj is to join.
I saw Manoj as an attendee.
Okay.
He still is an attendee.
Okay, I think we're all set. We can start maybe.
Yeah, you can start. Manoj can log in through that. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
Good evening, everyone here, and thank you for being here. And we are here to just elaborate a little bit more about the programs which are under MDes, the courses which are under MDes program or Masters of Design. And I hope that my colleagues and me will be able to give you a little bit of overview, and then we could maybe take questions in the second part of the webinar, which will run from now till 7 p.m. So maybe I should start by sharing the screen. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, it's visible, yeah.
Okay, I'm Dr. Priya Joseph, and I head the Masters of Design program. With me, we have our colleagues, Dr. Debjani Roy, Dr. Sanjukta Ghosh, Dr. Kea Chakrabarti, and also Mr. Manoj, who's, I think, somewhere here. We have also the Principal Academic Coordinator, Mr. Vishwesh. So we are all looking after some part or the other of the Masters of Design. And what you see here on the screen is some imagery from some of the work that just concluded in December. And we'll take you through a little bit more. The courses that we offer are unique in the sense that they chart a new direction in one's creative practice, and they are not just looked at merely programs or courses very, very objectively or in isolation. And they, in a way, help create knowledge, expand beyond the traditional skill-based design roles that we see in most schools. So we have 4 courses in the offering: Design-Led Innovation, DLI, Human-Centered Design, HCD, Industrial Arts and Design Practices, which we also call as IADP, and Information Arts and Information Design Practices. At the core of these Masters of Design practice courses is that we have a certain positionality. We engage with with ourselves and the world around us, and it helps create these practitioners which their practice is really based on inquiry, on learning, which is inquiry based, thinking through making. And so it's a lot of, it's a space that allows for making, but also thinking through this very rigorous way of making, which is practice-based. We also encourage incubation, transdisciplinarity, and design as more a meta idea than just looking at it in isolation. And all this is done at the core of its practice through linking theory and practice, framing really from the global south. In the sense of methods, what I'm generically saying, and each of the each of the course heads will let you know better, is we definitely think that critical making, critical thinking, generative thinking is at the core of the methods we use. We engage constantly with communities and industry alike. So there is an interface with the local, the global, but also, with community very strongly. And this kind of allows a student to reflectively inquire and kind of look at the complex, wicked problems of the world. And the focus is on combining art, design, technology, humanities. And there are open-ended courses and choices which allow you to navigate, even though you may have signed up for a certain disciplinary program. It's very normal for students to have a lot of interface with other programs. This is just a chart to let you know, like there is what we deal with the upstream and the downstream. So we have labs and very grounded practices, but we also deal with emerging practices, new knowledge areas, research. And so the learning ecosystem at Srishti will allow for, especially at the Masters of Design program, allows one to come from very different disciplinary backgrounds, but to have a foothold in design. And that's possible to do it through any of these 4 programs that one may sign up for. Also, just very briefly, what does the career prospects hold? Graduating students many a times chart their careers in design studios, NGOs, government agencies, also rural development think tanks, urban strategy innovators, practitioners. So all of this is, kind of the program prepares one for something like this. We also see some students becoming very successful social entrepreneurs, shaping the emerging ecology of startup organizations. And they're really driving design innovation in the country and also outside. Also, some students come with the aim of getting prepared for a doctoral research, academic positions, and also industry R&D, which is, of course, a part of the preparation that we have here. I think I'll hand it over to Sanjukta, my colleague, if you could take them through the design-led innovation program, and she heads the program. So over to you, Sanjukta.
Yeah, thank you, Pia, for the introduction. And as Pia mentioned about the culture of startup and entrepreneurial exposure that we practice in Srishti is also a part of DLI program. And as part of this program, we focus significantly on designing an idea, designing a service design, or it can be a business development or a product development, and then leading towards implementation. Means the thrust is more towards idea needs to be implemented and actionable on the ground. So considering that, the main objective for this program and the content for this program relies heavily on concepts like rapid prototyping, iterative validation of any product idea, and also how those ideas can be realized in market. Means more on marketing principles and practices, understanding marketing understanding marketing principles, theories, practices, and how do we take a product to commercialization. So, the disciplines on which we majorly rely for this program is coming from economics, marketing, finance, operation research, enterprise resource and planning, project management, and most of the project management are in alignment with various domain-specific technology, which generally students come up with from their undergraduate program. As part of this program, we also have a transdisciplinary research project, which is habit and behavior. And as career prospects, generally the graduates aspire for product management, strategic designer, innovation consultant in various MNCs and social enterprises in the country. So thank you. And I'll just hand over to Debjani for human-centered design.
Yes, thanks.
Thank you, Sanjukta. About human-centered design. So If yes, defining the program, I would say that it's mostly the intersection between human and technology, and what we with element of critical thinking, and the emphasis on, because human-centered design is basically an approach where the idea is that at the end of it, you will not kind of learn to build something, but an approach through which it will facilitate all your design thinking or all the domains, and how to lead to that approach and have a perspective or different critical thinking perspectives. That is the base, and with the intersection of human and technology, that is the overall premise of this course. So the main key points that we focus on are behind the screen, beyond the screen, and locating self, where when we say behind the screen, that is understanding of the algorithms, systems, the larger global flow of information, data, and everything that goes behind the screen, covering that. Beyond the screen is more on explorating and experimenting with the ways how we look at information, how we visualize it, how we interpret it, and how it can be used to build a system or a design. Locating self is more on Priya, can you go to the previous slide? Okay, the previous one. Okay. Yeah, this one. Thank you. Okay, so locating self is we are aware, like the individual or the student becomes aware of the implications that happens through this approach, and basically said that understanding all the technological aspects and how it will impact their decisions, will impact the society in all. One major thing that we want to emphasize is that in human-centered design, UI UX is barely a medium or a channel to demonstrate the understanding. And those are the skills that we do not teach, but what we emphasize on are the thought processes that will go behind making those UI and UX. Can we go to the next slide? So the curriculum focus is distributed in a way that it is, this is larger integrated studio, which has more on the understanding of the context and theory with deeper engagement of human behavior, environmental systems, the digital, non-digital interfaces, community and ecosystems, and identifying and positioning your thoughts through socio-political critical thinking, cross-cultural conscious approaches and consciousness, which is more theory-based. Uh, yeah. Based on your research practices or understanding, then we go to the next, then which is thinking through making, because it includes a lot of thinking and making not only in the labs, but going to the field and getting more grounded and empirical approach to your making. And both of them lead to an individual to gain nurture autonomy, to gain make innovative, impactful innovations. Students from here, the pass outs from in human-centered design, they become design facilitators, they become social innovators, creative action practitioners. There are many entrepreneurs, but students also go and register for PhDs and do other a lot of um, have their own research setup. Can we go to the next slide? So this photograph just gives a glimpse of the life of the students here. So where in a very playful way, they understand the deeper nuances of theory and understanding of the and how they build their knowledge, and with very deep-rooted community setting approaches where they are directly working with the communities through transdisciplinary classes. And they also then go ahead and present the conferences. So this timeline, the photographs, is one of my very favorite, where it shows the first day of the class where they are just flying aeroplanes to understand some concepts. And the last photograph shows them that they were presenting the papers on whatever they have worked on, and they've also win awards. So the lab which is associated with the human-centered design is called one lab, which is socio-informatics lab, which deals with a lot of community-based practices and socio-technical design. Thank you. Next Manoj will be taking care.
Yeah. Good evening, guys. My name is Manoj, and I manage the MDes in Industrial Art and Design Practices. Yeah, these are the front, like some images that hands-on making. So can we go to next slide, please? Yeah, thank you. So programs, like this definition, program is to manage. Program is pivots around the curiosity, individual positionality, and actualization of the real idea. So as name suggests, it's like more like a hands-on kind of environment where you think a material and manage, and also like how you can cultivate your ideas. And program focus on the critical inquiry that aligns with the individual's interests, as well as to develop the maker's approach. And learner can navigate and tailor their creative journey through the pathways of product and furniture design and natural fiber and textiles. And curriculum focus on the to nurture any visionary designer who can drive the creative impact, innovate, and make things to support sustainable future, celebrate the cultural and heritage of handicraft and art and craft industry, and lead innovation through the in-depth research and hands-on making. And we have a labs, frugal design, DESIS lab, and natural fiber lab. Yeah, so from the diagram, sorry, can we go to previous slide here? Yeah, from the diagram, you can see actually like it's a research, actualization, and positioning. So any learner can, navigate through this kind of positionality. Like you can come with your own interest, like if you want to actualize your ideas, then you start from the actualization and we help you to build research and positionality. And if you already have a clear idea that what you want to do, so then we also try to, develop and help you to create your pathway. And pathway, we already have product and furniture and natural fibers and textile. Yeah. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yeah. So these are some works from the students' studio, and this is recently like a year old, the first year students' work. So some are very speculative design, some are very hands-on and like 3D making, 3D printing, and also some furniture, products, textiles, and some innovative, new material that the student have introduced. Yeah.
Should I go to the next slide?
Yes, please. Thank you. Yeah. So from the industrial art and design practices, MDes student, they can explore opportunities in a creative manufacturing sector that can be, in a non-governmental NGO kind of setup or mainstream industry also. And some student can, see the studio practice if you have idea that you want to build on. So you can start your studio high-end and middle-end kind of product you can make and sell it to market. And you can join design studio, R&D department. And some student, they already have family-owned businesses. So we'll help you to, how you can, explore new avenues and opportunity for your own business and how you can build that business. And startup and small scale and medium enterprise also student join. And these are some companies that our graduates are working. Yeah, thank you.
Kia, if you would like to take over, please.
Yeah. So Priya, I'll tell you when to change the slide.
Yes.
Yeah. Hello, thanks for joining. Yeah, finally the Information Arts and Information Design Practices, shortly IAIDP. So I'll quickly take you through and then we'll go for the question answer session maybe. Yeah. So as you see the IIDP cover, I would say. So it is about, we are telling that crafting the storyteller in you. So essentially, we are the storyteller. We are the storyteller that we are seeing and we are seeing as an information around us. So can we go to the next slide, Priya? So I have kept certain questions that what are we doing as an IIDP or IIDP practitioner. So first and foremost that it's an art and design leadership where we are focusing on developing critical thinking and adaptability and leadership skills. And we try to see how ethically we can make several decision-making process, because we always work at the intersection of human community and non-human community, or more than human community. So we like to see how ethically we can take the decision with the human and non-human stakeholders, and how you will become a change maker, because it's a very much leadership program, and how you can bring how you can inculcate when you can harness the transformative power within you through through this information, various information you are getting in our everyday life. And you are seeing the different illustrations, that those are actually done by our students. Can you go to the next slide, Priya? Yeah, so all the pictures we have, means I have kept over here, it is done by different times by our different students who are already passed out, or some are already there. And now how we are doing in IIDP. So there are several steps how we are working together to get this kind of skills. So first and foremost, there should be research and conceptualization essentially. So we have to go through rigorous research procedure where we are having several research methodologies, classes and all. And then, as I mentioned, that we are inculcate the storyteller within you. So you have to be very, very adaptable towards the narratives, towards the narrations, how you're going to engage your audience, how you're going to engage the different stakeholders. Then we have several studios where we are meeting different community members. We develop the engagement, we talk to them, then we co-create, we learn from each other, then we develop our own, tangible artifacts or tangible illustrations. Or yeah, can you go to the next slide, please? Then comes essentially the question, why IIDP? Because IIDP is very, I won't say it's a new, but definitely there are questions at why IIDP. So as of now, that we are the pioneer in India, this information arts and information design as a practice. And essentially, we can tell that we are proud of that we challenge colonial and post-colonial approaches. And we like to bring the global South positionality in our discourse. And our students, we have seen they have worked in health sector to entertainment to demonstrating different aesthetic and ethical aspects of environment. And we try, and yes, we are still trying to bridge the realm in between the art and design through different art practices and design intervention. Priya, next slide. Yeah. And what you are getting from IITP is definitely you will become a storyteller. There are several studios will be there in illustrations, board gaming, design thinking, data visualization. And we have two research labs. One is Center for Reimagining Transition, that is CRT, where we are talking about sustainable transition. We are meeting community. We are doing socioeconomic studies and technical studies, technology and AI related study. And other research lab is typically very much artistic lab, that is Lila, and that explore more about art and design aspects. And they go to nature, will emerge there, they will develop that kind of understanding how to open up with non-human or more than human world over there. So this is, yeah, nutshell about IIDP. Yeah, thanks, Priya.
You would like,
Oh, yeah, there is another. Yeah. So these are the, maybe that final questions will come. So what are the, practices? What are the opportunities from IIDP? So this is the list for that. And you can work with NGOs, you can work with industries, and definitely, as others says, there are PhD options, and you can write as you can be writer for the grant. And our students have walked across the design practices to educators, to creative and cultural researchers. And I would say there is not a single portfolio is very much similar to one to another, because as you are coming from different background, you have your own major. Then we see your inclination towards your work, your passion towards your work. Accordingly, we as a head of studies and academic advisor, we help you to develop that kind of narratives in your portfolio. So that's why each portfolio is very different. We can't say this is this kind of work you are going to get it. Yeah, maybe we can discuss more during question answer session. Thanks, Priya.
yes. I just wanted to bring this on because there are sometimes a lot of questions about eligibility that we get. And this is broadly also what is on our website, but we normally need a 4-year undergrad study from a recognized university, and the program has to be also recognized. And we'll take questions anyway. I just wanted to put this slide on so that you know. Here is also, this is available on the website, and here are people who are heading the programs, concerned people. You have your email addresses, so you may want to write to, you know, specific program heads, just to make this, you know, announce this here. So I think I'm going to just stop sharing so we can look at each other. Also, Vishwesh is with us, who's the principal coordinator for the PG programs. Are you here, Vishwesh? Would you like to add in something?
Not really right now. I think we'll wait for some questions and then we can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I think
Yeah,
there are
I'm
certain
just-
questions, Priya. Yeah.
yeah, I'm just looking at those questions, and are there exchange programs for HCD in specific? If yes, which universities and the requirements? Maybe Debjani, you want to?
I was hoping Vishwesh can take it up, but otherwise, yeah, we do have, because you are handling the exchange program. But for HCD specific, right now there are 2 students who have just reached for the Erasmus thing. That exchange is there. And other than that, there are other students who have gone to Politecnico Milano. Those are the more popular ones. But other than that, depending upon when the exchange cycle starts, we approach the universities, and whichever universities are in line with our curriculum, there the students can go. But these are the 2 universities where we have gone last 2 years. Anything else that you want to add, Vishwesh?
Yeah, so I'm just going to sort of very briefly summarize it. The exchange program usually takes place in the 3rd semester of your course. There are certain minimum criteria that you need to meet in terms of your GPA, CGPA, attendance, so on and so forth. And you can apply to it typically in your 2nd semester, and then if you get through, you go for the exchange program. There are, as Debjani mentioned, there are a few sort of standard universities, typical universities that students do tend to apply to and go to, usually 3 to 5 of them. But they sort of change a little bit here and there, and that's largely got to do with the fact that we also sort of, it has to align with what's happening in the 4th semester, which is your postgraduate capstone. So you need to come back in time to start your exit capstone, which is your exit, your project. So that's kind of how it is. But the exchange program does happen, and it happens in the 3rd semester. And currently, we do have a bunch of people who applied for it, and the applications are in process.
Hey, I think there's another question which says what percentage of students are international? I don't have a exact data on it, but I don't know what you would like to know. But we have a very diverse set of students. Also, our students within India and outside India come from very diverse undergrad degrees. And so they are able to transition into design. And this makes it, a unique space that you can come from a different disciplinary point of view and also, set footing in art and design. So I don't know if any of you want to say anything more, but I was understanding this question more in the sense of from where you come and, how you approach this. Generally, which track is more popular for UI UX?
As we say that UI
Yeah.
UX is very underlying thing, and all of them, if you say DLI, IATP, all of them will have essence. And because also we have this cross navigation, so all the courses will directly or indirectly will be working on UI UX. But mostly because the HCD is more human and technology integrated, so most of the students who are more popular or more want to get in UI UX, they come to human-centered design.
Also, another question is about MDes in visual communication. Actually, visual communication is offered as an MA, if I'm right. And so you may want to look up the MA page and you will find more information on that. I think also Mahesh is typing something as the answer. Yeah, I'm just trying to navigate through all the Yes, I think he's put a link, a YouTube link, Mahesh, about the MA course in visual communications. So you may find more answers there. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but since we have some time, I thought I would like to mention that there is a large network of practitioners within SMI and outside that you gain, which is very unique to the program, because we have a lot of faculty members who are also practitioners, who are also teachers. And so everybody comes with a sort of a unique kind of offering. And this network within the community and outside also is open to the students who join. Which normally in my experience, they really value this, the students, which is very different from, it's a very large network of practices and mixed kind of practices.
Yeah. So one of the question was that would love to know the connections with the industry, especially for human-centered design. So continuing with what Priya has said, that yes, we do have a lot of practitioners, and most of the faculties who are teaching, we are not only academicians, but also they have their own practices. Other than that, included in the classes and the workshops and everything, we are continuously collaborating with a lot of industries. So that gives the essence of what is actually happening in the industries, and your work gets aligned to that.
There's another question more on tech focus in the human-centered design. You want to elaborate, Debjani, maybe?
Okay, is there a tech focus to the human-centered design? Yes, there's a lot of tech focus, and as we have a lot of faculties who are completely technology driven. So I'm really interested in bridging the gap between the design and tech. Yes, so when we say human-centered design, so definitely the focus is human, but as our main line says, that it is the intersections between human and technology is very deeply integrated in our courses.
Yeah, so also when you are at the campus, you have access to a lot of making. In
Yes.
that sense, we have a lot of labs and workshops like wood, metal, dyeing, printmaking, which are, open to master students. And I think Manoj has worked a lot and works a lot with these workshops. I don't know if you want to elaborate, Manoj, a little bit on that infrastructure.
Yeah, yeah. So we have many workshops here. So like metal workshop we have, plastic workshops we have, and like if you have any idea in any discipline, if you have any idea, so we like our workshop is well equipped. So we try to help you to actualize the ideas. So we have material specialist in the wood, metal, and clay. So clay means throwing as well as the slab and different method we can use. We have a textile lab. We are weaving, dyeing, printing, and we do also have a screen printing kind of facility where if you want to do the 2D, 3D kind of printing that can be explored. And also like saying this last question that we were answering. So many programs like we have units where it can be a collaborative kind of approach where like IIDP students working with the tech. So how you can embed the Arduino or any other Raspberry Pi, any software driven thing, and how you can make a better product. So we do have this kind of possibility in a collaborative kind of unit as well as in workshops.
Yes.
One thing I think we should talk about, Priya, is the transdisciplinarity and how the students can actually cross-navigate in the
Yeah,
courses.
so I was just going to talk about that, in fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you do look at a typical semester structure at SMI, the flow is for the first 3 semesters largely, is that you start off with a core domain-centered disciplinary studio of around 8 credits. And then you move into doing a seminar, which largely deals with, say, discourse, or a studio, which is an elective studio, so on and so forth. And then the last part of the semester, which is the 6 weeks, the last 5 weeks of the semester, you do something called a project. Now, what the project is it's largely interdisciplinary, transdisciplinary in nature, sometimes disciplinary, but it offers students opportunities, and these are usually offered, mostly offered, you select what you want to work with mostly, at least 2 of the 3 semesters, where you sort of choose to work in a particular context. And then you apply your learnings, in that particular context to sort of, to maybe solve a problem or to understand something better, or sort of acquire certain capabilities. So the project essentially is a real world situation where students sort of go and apply and sort of uh, see and through the application sort of like learn to engage with the real world.
Yeah, and also within this whole structure, Vishwesh, like we have a lot of, for example, Interlude is a space where all of the MA and MDes comes together. So, of course, there is so you could also, collaborate with not MDes, but also MA students. Many a times, the structure allows for that flexibility and interdisciplinarity within the program itself. Debjani, would you like to add? You were saying something.
No, so like the interlude, there are also the seminars where the students can the students can collaborate, or if there are some modules that we want to take from the master's MA program, they can go and do that. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity. So it's not like if you are taking a course, you have the restriction of just being with that course. You can always have a lot of cross navigation and learn through all the domains.
And also like some units we do have outside collaboration also, like we take our students to different NGOs and different states, and sometimes also have a different collaboration with the different colleges, and students from different college comes together and work with the sister student in a real kind of situation. This also we do.
Yeah, and also as Vishwesh mentioned that we have so much flexibility. So even you can think about going beyond the course and taking something as an independent study and work with any particular faculty. And sometimes we have seen that independent study helps to write papers with the faculties and they can publish, and even they can they can actually develop their portfolio based on the skill level. So it is again a cross-disciplinary kind of thing. It's not like you have to take the independent study based on your major, but you can approach any faculty members and they will help you, guide you according to your, kind of inclination and passion. Yeah.
I don't see more questions. But anything that we may have, missed out, we could take this chance to say it aloud.
I can add regarding the TDR project space, maybe.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So TDR space, project space is really, really very interesting, as both Vishwesh and Priya mentioned. That is, MA and MDes students they join our labs and centers. And from there, we have seen since last at least 2 to 3 years, they are going to international forum. Sometimes they physically present their work there, and sometimes there are hybrid conference options are also there. So you can work with your faculty and develop that kind of portfolio if you have that kind of research bent. But having said that, it's not only research. Right now, conferences are asking for design framework as well. So our students are trying to bridge that, kind of academics to the design, that bridging they are doing, and that is very, very well accepted so far. So that kind of exposure is also there in SMI. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, so there's a question here. See, I'm just going to answer this.
Yeah, go ahead.
It says, can I work with the program as I'm having a full-time job as well as completing my MDes? This is a full-time program. So you are expected to be present full-time on campus because you're expected to essentially do 40 credits over a year. That roughly translates into around so you do need to be on campus. Also, a lot of the projects and the units that we're talking about, whether they're studios or whether they're a project, a lot of them involve traveling to field in and near Bangalore and sometimes further off. And it is a demanding program, and it's also a full-time program. So just sort of to keep that in mind.
Yeah, usually the first year is extremely rigorous. So that is like in the first year, it becomes really impossible to work as a full time. People do take up freelancing work and all, but with a full-time job, it definitely is.
Yeah.
It's very difficult.
But also, the program is structured to feed into your practice later. But so hence it's rigorous, but also it's a great stepping stone. Many a times we have seen for students to go back to their practices in a very fresh way. That break sometimes from the usual helps them, Of course, but then like Vishwesh and Debjani are saying, a full-time job is very, very difficult to do along with this program.
Yeah, I remember like in past, some student, they take a break from the job and then they did master and again join because they want to do like a little bit of exploration in terms of the up in the ladder, how they can explore the possibilities in their industry. So they took a break for 2 years. They joined the MDes program and involved fully and then joined the industry again. So there is some benefits, like if you take a break and again, explore the education and
Yeah, in order to just add to what Manoj said, many students have come from corporates with a sabbatical of 1 year or 1.5 year, or ranging from 1 year to 2 years time, and they take this program and go back to their own practice which they are doing. And for example, Canara Bank had that opportunity. Students from Canara Bank came and worked with us for 2 years. SAP had that. So many corporates do encourage to take up this MDes program and go back to their organization.
Priya, you are on mute.
Sorry. I was just saying, I think we've taken most of the questions that came along. And yeah, of course, the website has some more detail, which you can see at peace. But this is more to, be in person and, answer questions from the people who are heading the programs and know the answers right away. Vishwesh, anything administratively that we want to say?
No, I think we've covered the key points.
Okay.
And yeah, if anybody does have queries, please do feel to write to us. Our contact details were, Priya had just shared them, and they're also available on the website.
There's one question that has come up. Can I visit the campus sometime to interact with you all and the current MDes students? Of course. I mean, on most days you will find us there, but it's good to write to us and come so that, there is time. Otherwise, you may not get dedicated time to, but of course, you can come to the campus and have a look at the infrastructure. And if you want appointments with people, it's good to write, but you're welcome.
Yeah, I think a couple of parents and students came already, Priya, right, and met us.
Yes, yes,
And
we
yeah,
are attended to them.
yeah. So yeah, you are always welcome, and you can actually meet students because they are also here in campus. So yeah, they met actually students and all, and
Also,
that
it's an advantage to come and see because it's quite vibrant and, it's a feeling of a community you will see right away. And I mean, infrastructure and everything is one thing, but also this feeling to be able to interact with undergrads, with PhD students, with other MA students, you will see it right away, and everybody's really there, hands-on, which makes for a very rich experience.
and guys,
When
like
is the
please
open
take your
house scheduled?
yeah
They
yeah
can come for the open house.
Yeah, yeah. I think that comes up on the website. I don't know the exact dates right now. But
Okay.
if you look at the website, there are open houses where especially the student work is displayed. So that becomes a very effective way. Thanks, Debjani, for reminding us, because th those are very, very good ways to look at the work of students, not just the atmosphere. So if you check when the open house is there, and more social media has all these things coming up. So if you follow us on those things, you will see it pop up. And that would be the best time to come. But if not, also, I mean, you're welcome to come. Okay, I think that's it, unless any of us have more. Mahesh, thank you for organizing the tech and everything around it and for supporting us. Thank you, all of you, to be here. I don't know, Mahesh, do we have any other formal thing to say? End it?
No, we'll close it. I'll stop the record.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks, Mahesh.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you,
Thanks
Mahesh.
for joining
Thank
us.
you,
Thank
Mahesh.
Yeah.
you all.
Thank you.